everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up, our weekly wrap-up for all the subscribers here on the channel. Over 65,000 of you now. We're almost to 66,000, so thank you all for your support. And I also want to thank Frank West, who is our latest Patreon supporter. He's supporting the channel with a monthly contribution. I'll have more about what Patreon is all about a little bit later in the wrap-up, but I wanted to thank Frank for his generous support. So let's take a look and see what we did this week. We had the new QNAP TS251 Plus, which is a NAS device that can actually run virtual machines. So we booted up Windows on this thing and was able to actually do some Windows work inside of this NAS alongside of its Linux operating system. You can see more on that review. I have everything linked above in a master playlist of all the things that I'm talking about on today's wrap-up video, so be sure to check out those videos. We also took a look at the Asus Zenfone 2 Laser. This is a new smartphone from Asus, unlocked. A little bit slower than the other Zenfone 2, and in researching this, I discovered they've got like a dozen phones out right now. They make a lot of stuff, and they just crank it out. Good quality and very low prices, so you can check out that review, which we did a couple of days ago. We also had a look at the Droid Max 2, which is also known as the Moto X Play in other markets. The HP Pavilion X360, which is a convertible laptop from HP, pretty compact design there. We also had our in-home game streaming 101, where I talk about how in-home game streaming works and what you need to get it to work. A lot of folks have been confused on some of my other videos, so I figured I would make that one to be hopefully instructive as to how that process works. So you can watch that and let me know how I did. I also had an interview with Ben Chu, who is the product lead behind that $99 Windows PC called the Kangaroo, a really neat little computer, full Windows license, 99 bucks. You can't even buy a copy of Windows for 99 bucks. Here you can get the whole computer with a licensed copy of Windows. And we talked to Ben about some of the choices that they made in building this product, because you often have to think about what features go into it, how do you hit the price point, what do you talk about, what don't you talk about. Really cool kind of insight as to how these things come about. And I really love talking to people behind the products, and I hope you all enjoy those interviews also. I do have a podcast also, which is on most of the major podcasting applications out there, so you can listen to these interviews in audio form. If you don't want to sit in front of your computer for a half hour, you can download it and listen to it in the car or something like that. So here's some news for you. The first thing is a game release. I don't usually get excited about game releases, but this one I am. Star Wars Battlefront. I played around with the beta a little bit. I think I talked about it on a few wrap-ups ago. So it is going to be out this evening at midnight, and this is Monday night, the 16th of November. So November 17th is the release date. It is sitting on my game machine right now, and in about 2 hours I can play it, maybe, if I'm still up. But I'm really looking forward to playing around with this one. Hopefully it doesn't impact the volume of videos that I produce here on the channel. Another bit of news is that the Powerup paper airplane with the Bluetooth controls is now going to be powered up and upgraded with a camera and 2 engines, or 2 motors on it. You can see what it looks like here. We did an interview with Shai Gotin, who's the guy behind this thing. So they have a Kickstarter up now, so you can buy your own. Basically, it is a camera and a motor kit for a paper airplane that you make yourself, and you can actually put on a pair of Google Cardboard and get a first-person perspective on it too. It is really cool. So you can check out that Kickstarter link down below in the video description. And we also have a really neat video from NVIDIA. They took a guy and basically sent him in his living room into the air, and he did detach himself from it before it hit the ground, and he was skydiving, essentially playing his NVIDIA Shield console from the air. Pretty neat. You can check out that video linked above as well. So all sorts of good stuff. So this week I got a couple of things already shot, so I can promise you that these videos will be up. We got that RCA tablet in, the one that is exclusive to Target. A nice little device. You'll see more about that in a couple of days. We also got a rather interesting controller through the Amazon Vine program. This is called the PDP Afterglow. It is for the Xbox One, and it's got some really cool lighting effects, and it's completely transparent, so you can see the little motors going whenever your controller vibrates. I thought it was pretty cool. Wired only, though, so if you don't have a lot of joy of cables, you're not going to like this one, but pretty neat controller nonetheless. You'll be seeing that. And I'll have some mystery items too. I'm getting something in tomorrow. I'm not sure I can talk about it yet, so I'm not going to say anything, but if I am able to do something with it, it's going to be really cool, and you definitely haven't heard of it before. I hadn't either until last week or so, so I will keep you apprised as to what that is. As soon as it gets here and I'm clear, I will have a review up of it, so just stay tuned. You never know what it's going to be, and maybe I don't either. And actually, there's going to be some other stuff too. We have a printer and a few other things too. Not the most exciting items in the world, but those things do get watched around holiday time, which is the busiest time time of the year for me. Speaking of busy times, I haven't yet scheduled that giveaway. I know I need to do this. I have like until I think December 15th or so to get this done. So I am hoping to get that scheduled very shortly. So definitely subscribe to my email list at Lon.TV/email so you know when the live stream is going to be. And I'll also send out entry information. I never require people to be watching to win. But just to make sure you get on there so you don't miss any notifications about that. What I'll be giving away are 2 copies of the full Valve game library, both the past, the present, and the future. It's a $99 value. I got 2 of those to give away. We're going to be doing a live stream from my living room. We're going to be playing more with that Alienware Steam machine, and we're going to be doing a little living room game session. So if you have some games that are good in the living room with multiple players, definitely keep those suggestions coming. We'll probably play a few of them in our little marathon we'll be scheduling very shortly, so stay tuned for that. I also wanted to do an update on the basement. So those of you who've been subscribers for a while, you know I used to do these down in my basement where I had a neat wall of all this retro stuff. It's still down there, but what happened was last winter it got so cold down there that I really was not working very efficiently or very effectively because I was shivering. I had a little heater under there. It was getting to be a little bit ridiculous. So one night I just got fed up and I grabbed my table here. I just dragged everything up here and set it up in my home office. So I am in the process of redoing my basement. I've been talking about doing this forever. I'm finally getting the ball rolling. I had to get part of my foundation sealed up. It's a long story, but hopefully that work will be getting done in the next couple of weeks and we'll begin the construction process down there, at least putting up some sheetrock and stuff. I am not doing any of this because I am not qualified. I'm the least handy person you know. I failed what we used to call industrial arts in high school at least twice, so I have a professional down there doing it, but I might do some video as we're putting the whole thing together. I may also try to find a set designer to maybe give us a little bit more of a professional looking lighting and background and stuff too, because people have been complaining that my forehead is too shiny and I just haven't been able to get my lighting right. So I may just hire somebody to teach me. So stay tuned. We'll be looking better hopefully very shortly. I also wanted to let you know that the store that I have at Lon.TV/store is going to get a bunch of stuff in there very shortly. I am under orders from my wife to start clearing out stuff. So I've got a bunch of stuff that will be available for sale very shortly. These are things that I purchased and reviewed and I'm now reselling, and a lot of them are kind of new. I'm not going to sell them for what you'd buy them for new on Amazon. I'm going to sell them for less, but there's only one of each because these are the actual items that I reviewed. So I've got the Roku 4. I'm probably going to sell a bunch of older Roku 3s. I got a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be going up there, so do subscribe to the email list because I'm going to put it all up at once and I'll push it out via email to let you all know that those items are available. I also wanted to let you know I'm going to probably start doing some t-shirts, and I was curious if anyone was interested in a t-shirt. I don't know why anyone would want my name on their shirt, but if you want to support the channel, that'll be another neat way to do that. It's going to be my Lon.TV logo, the one you see now in my thumbnail. So if you are interested in that as a t-shirt, let me know. I will. I'm going to probably have a print-on-demand company do this for me. There's actually one in town here that I'll be working with. But if you're interested, I'm just curious to see if you want a t-shirt. Maybe I'll do some mugs. I'll figure it out. But I'd love to hear from you what kind of merchandise you might want. This is a new thing for me, so I want to make sure I can offer the right stuff that people might want. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to help the channel in other ways you can do that, you can go to Lon.TV/Patreon and make a monthly contribution to the channel. Or you can go to Lon.TV on YouTube and hit up the YouTube fan funding. Both of those funding sources help me buy the things that I review on the channel and then have to resell. So a lot of the low-cost items is what I use this fund for. The Kangaroo PC is a great example of that. I'm not selling that one yet. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more out of that thing, so I'm going to be keeping that one for a while, but there will be some other low-cost PCs going up on the marketplace on that shop very soon. But that fund helps me buy those things and offset the losses that I get there. And eventually what I'd like to do, if we raise enough money, is actually hire somebody, create a job, maybe a part-time job to start to really help me here in the channel, because I'm beginning to see areas where if I had somebody helping me, I might be able to do more content. So part of the game plan on the long play here is that if we can start bringing in enough additional revenue, I might bring on a part-time person to kind of help with production and whatnot too, to maybe get more videos up. And that's a good question actually to segue into the end of the video here, is how many videos per week are too much? Because I try to space these things out. I had a really productive weekend. I could have had about 10 up since the last wrap-up video, but I've been spacing them out. And I was just curious if things get too diluted if I'm uploading 2 or 3 videos a day. So do let me know what is too much, because I really have a greater capacity to crank videos out than I upload them at. So let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. You can engage with the channel on my email list, Lon.TV/email. You can go to my Facebook page at Lon.TV/Facebook. And of course, you've got my forums at Lon.TV/forums. I am doing my best to keep up with all the comments and emails that I get. If I didn't reply to you, please don't take it personally. Sometimes it just gets buried in the flood that comes in, so I'm doing my best. But definitely head over to the forums and set up an account there and communicate with me that way, because those things tend to get on my radar a little bit better because it doesn't have the volume that my YouTube comment stream in my inbox has at the moment. So do check those things out and let me know. As always, your comments are appreciated. Leave them down below. Let me know what I'm missing, what I should be thinking about, and all that good stuff too, or bad stuff. Let me know what I can improve on as well. I always like to get a good constructive criticism from the fan base here to make sure we're doing the things that you want to see. As always, I appreciate your viewership. I'm going to be counting down the hours until I can start playing with the Forest of Endor on that Star Wars game. This is Lon.TV, and thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the generosity of my Patreon supporters. If you find the channel helpful, you too can contribute for as little as $1 a month. Visit Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more.